we've spoken about diet and mindfulness, but I'm interested to hear about what you do. You're a Bach practitioner. You have several different natural remedies for the things that we've been speaking about. Talk to me about these natural remedies and how they can be used.
Okay, I work with humans and I work with animals, and people often ask me how do I deal differently with these two. With a human being, we are often conditioned not to actually say and do what we would like to do, and that is often a problem. That in itself can cause stress because you're having to react one way, whereas you want to actually react in quite a different way.
Yeah.
With animals, what you see is what you get. So it's much easier for me to actually be able to know which remedies to treat. With the system, and you asked me about the system and what do I do, with a human being, I have to start what we call peeling the onion. I treat the emotion that I see now. If I'm talking to you, I will look at you, hear you, and treat that emotion. But as time goes on, after you've taken the remedy for a little while, it may start bringing deeper emotions to the fore. Those deeper emotions, I will then give the appropriate remedy for those. And eventually you find the source of the emotion, of the stress, of the anxiety that is causing the major problems, and they will be physiological problems. So we get to the root of that problem, and it can be quite a revelation, because some of these feelings of anxiety have been sitting within your system for a very, very long time.
Now tell me about these remedies. You say you'll give a remedy to treat the emotion that you see. What is the remedy? What does it look like? How do you take it?
The remedies come in a very small 20 ml bottle, and you only take 2 to 4 drops in a glass of water, and you sip the water as and when you want it. With Rescue Remedy, which is probably the most famous, or is the most famous of the Bach remedies, which is 5 remedies they've put together, often people will literally drop a couple of drops on their tongue. They need immediate relief from some major stress. I carry that bottle with me wherever I go, and it's amazing how many times I see a situation out there, be it an animal or a human being, where the Rescue Remedy has helped people.
Wow.
Someone who's been bitten by a dog, someone who's fainted, someone who's been in an accident and is waiting for an ambulance to arrive. The remedies aren't going to cure the injury, but it's going to allow the patient to be able to cope with the situation a lot better.
What's the active ingredient in these remedies?
All flower remedies, from walnut to clematis to aspen to agremy to Star of Bethlehem, all natural flower remedies. It's just wonderful that Dr. Bach actually took time out from, as I said, a very, very successful Harley Street practice to find something that can treat people's emotions and that can help them not go through a physiological problem or surgery. Yeah. It's avoiding that.
Now, how do you know that the emotion has been treated? You don't often hear about someone treating an emotion. You treat a physical thing that's happening. How do you know that an emotion has been
I think it's an attitudinal thing, because people who I have treated, for instance, where they have emotions, and I see them on a weekly or fortnightly basis, you can see that they, over time, that they're dealing with things so much better. They can actually recall certain things that have caused a problem, and then they realize it's actually gone deep into their system. As I said before, some of these emotions, you don't even know that they're there until we go through this process of peeling the onion. It's very gentle. You're not going to walk into my rooms and have a meltdown, for instance, because it's a very, very gentle process that we use.
Now, for people who are experiencing stress, anxiety, or depression, would you recommend they seek out a natural remedy before they maybe seek out a doctor?
100% yes. The reverse of that is often people are on heavy medical treatments and they become reliant on them. So often what I will do is wean them off those medications onto one of the emotions, or one or two of the remedies for the emotions. Conversely, I would always recommend they try the remedies or natural remedies before they go onto the harsher medication. I think it's only fair that you give those a chance, because what these heavy medications do, they have other problems within the physiological. For instance, some of them can cause problems with stomach linings and things like that. But the most important thing is when you're trying to get off them, it's very, very difficult. And often people stop taking them completely, and then suddenly have to start taking them again because they haven't been weaned off onto something which is more natural and gentle.